You already know it's your boy, the Maniac. And man, oh man. Now, with that being said, you know the slogan. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Michigan has finally hired their new coach. And Cal Whittingham, former coach of the Utah Utes. Finally, it is happened to us. It's done. Enough is enough. Now it's time for work, man. Real quick regarding Cal Whittingham. Is this a home run hire? Is this the biggest name available hire? No, it's not. But this is the hire Michigan needed at the moment. Why? We understand that the image of Michigan has been taking hits lately. And you need a guy to come in that's going to be no nonsense. No nonsense type of guy. This guy epitomizes what a football coach is. He's going to bring that toughness back, instill that toughness into Michigan, instill that discipline. Those are the two things that's going to be guaranteed for Michigan. Toughness and discipline. Something we did not see these last two seasons with these Michigan teams. Without a doubt. If anything. I'm not going to guarantee he takes us to the playoffs. I'm not going to guarantee that he wins a Big Ten championship. I'm going to guarantee he's going to instill discipline and toughness to this Michigan team. And that's exactly what we need. And he needs to just be a CEO, right? He's just going to be let my coordinators work and not oversee everything. That's that. And speaking of coordinators, right? Rumor has it, Jason Beck, his former OC. Now, Utah had one of the best offenses in the country. Now, he played in the Big 12. Listen, it was still one of the best. And one of the best rushing attacks. Right down Michigan's alley. You know what we like to do in Ann Arbor. Justice Hayes looked like he's coming back. You know, Jordan Marshall. And we will be Savion Hyder. Man, that you talking about three-headed monster right there. And the other rumor is Jay Hill, DC at BYU, might be joining Cal Whittingham over in Ann Arbor, which would mean Wink would be gone. Look, I've been on the fence with Wink. I don't hate him. It's something about Wink's scheme. It's something about him as a coordinator sometimes that I just don't like. I think he's a little stubborn. I think he doesn't do nothing too flashy. It's just kind of repetitive, and I'm fine. If Wink is gone, I'm fine, right? Because that leads to the other question. Who else will be leaving, right? The OC, we know, position was vacant due to Chip Lindsey going to Missouri. So the OC, we needed an OC anyway. A DC, we'll see how that plays out. And we'll see who else he retains on the staff, right? Because there's Lou Esposito, Lamar Morgan, and, Tony Alford. There's a lot of coaches there that he's going to have to make a decision. And that also will ultimately decide who stays and who goes. And I'm talking about Michigan players, current roster and incoming recruits. The window opens up, I believe, next week or in a week and a half. And these players, they get that option. The recruits and players, I think everyone else as well. So we'll see, because that's also going to decide, man, how we look going into next season, who we lose and who we retain. And regardless, we needed to raid the portal, especially for defensive linemen. So we'll see how that works out regarding that. But the main thing, we got a coach now. So it's not hard to look at Cal Whittingham's resume as the coach at Utah. Was that 18 winning seasons in 21 years, winning bowl record, put up countless players in the NFL. The guy is a hell of a coach, man. He's a hell of a coach. Now, of course, it didn't matter who Michigan got, other fans and rivals was just gonna laugh, yada yada. Yeah, he's an old man. You hired a guy. Listen, he is 66, 67. I'm not gonna sit here and say he's a young whippersnapper, but Kirk Cignetti is 65, man. Age doesn't matter. As long as you win. People gotta understand, it does not matter. As long as you win, all of that's irrelevant. That's it. Winning cures anything. Everything, excuse me. So I don't want to hear, oh, he's 67. Look, he signed a 5-year contract, I believe 8.2 annually. Hey, that's not bad. For a guy that got money, right? So I don't think money was the motive for him, right? I mean, of course, it plays a factor because you ain't doing nothing for free. But for him to come to Michigan during this semi-crisis image, bro, you gotta respect it. He wants to be here. And that's the guy you need. Is a guy that's not going to play. That's it. No nonsense. Jim Harbaugh was that way. And you're gonna let these players know. Listen, we're gonna come in here, we're gonna work. Be ready. Be ready. You know, so I'm good with this this hire for now. Now, 5 years, does he last 5 years? That's definitely a good question. Many are speculating he's just here to get, restore order, maybe 2-3 years, and then get, someone younger to take the reins. But we don't know. Again, we'll see how it works out. Because any hire and any coaching position, any hire at a coaching position in any sport, guys, it's a risk. There's no guarantees. There's just no guarantees that a coach is just going to go over here and just win. There's so many examples, right? Brian Kelly, for example, right? He was a huge name. He left Notre Dame for LSU. Wow, if he could do what he did at Notre Dame at LSU, he's going to win at least one national championship. No, he couldn't even make the playoffs. So that just tells you, bro, there's no guarantees. So, but like I said, I know Michigan discipline and toughness is guaranteed. You're going to see that on the field for Michigan. Again, what happens after that, I can't guarantee. But that, 100% guarantee. And that's what we need, man. That's what we need. I'm glad it's over. We've been the laughing stock. Nobody wants to go to your team. Yeah, it's just not that simple, and it's fine. It's fine. As long as Cal Whittingham come in there and wins, that's all we care about. That's what any fan base cares about, right? Whoever the coach is, go in there and win. So Michigan got his man. I believe he's going to be in the sidelines. He should for the Citrus Bowl, which is in about 4 days. So I'm excited for that. Get around the players. I'm pretty sure, he's been at the Schembechler Hall. I don't know if he's went there yet. Has he met with the team? I'm not sure. I'm not an insider. I'm a podcaster. So it is what it is, guys. We got our coach, Kyle Whittingham. Let's see who he brings. Like I mentioned, Hill and Beck is looking like 2 coordinators for sure. And also, this could open up a pipeline to Utah. Like people mention big Samoan guys. Listen, the resources Whittingham is going to have at Michigan, Utah, there's no way Utah could deal with it. They couldn't even deal with BYU when it came to resources and NIL. Michigan will play with both those schools. So he's not going to have an excuse here. There's going to be like, man, only if he had, no. All he has to do is instill toughness, discipline, and restore the image of Michigan. Let them know, baby, the Black M is back. And win. That's all we care about. Win and do it with dignity. Because apparently we weren't doing that, right? You're cheaters. That we were cheaters. Yeah, whatever. Michigan was a great team. Anyone who knows football, there was no cheating at all. Because no one can even bring up one game Michigan cheated in and how they did it. So that's why, whatever. I'm not gonna go down that hole. And then of course we know what Sharon did. He wasn't even there mentally as a coach. He was chasing other things. Whittingham, we know why he's going to chase. He's going to chase toughness, discipline. And and as a matter of fact, he ain't even chase it. It's there. He's going to instill that into this team. And that's that, man. So we'll see how it works out. I'll be in the spring game in April. The salute new coach. So there you have it. It's your boy, the Maniac, and I'm out. One, go blue.